Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Sunday, April 12th. Welcome. Happy Easter. I hope y'all have had a good couple of weeks. It's been a long, stressful couple of weeks for us. Lots of anxious business clients trying to figure out everything. Lots of new IRS regulations that they are changing almost daily. My brain is getting full of y'all. I'm gonna have to start dumping information. It's more than it's getting sore. I can't handle it. Anyway, other than that, I guess it's been pretty okay. At some point because it all has run together now, I wake up in the morning and I lay there and I try to figure out what day of the week it is because they just all kind of just run together. But I looked at the calendar today. I know it's Sunday. But at some point, the AC for our side of the house, I know I say that like it's a mansion. We have 2 AC units, and one of them was not working properly, so we had to get that fixed. Thank goodness it was just one wire that had corroded and come undone, so they had to replace the wire. So that was good. I'll take that. I'll take that kind of repair any day. What else fun and exciting has happened? I don't know. See, it all just runs together. Okay, I guess that's it. There you go. Excitement. I did stitch, and I've got it all stacked up here, and it keeps trying to fall over. I've got Usti out here with me. She's one of the cats that prefers to be outside. My room here is off of the garage, the side of the garage, and I have the door open right now, so she came in. She's laying down over there. If she decides to come over here, I'll show you her. I know, you can't wait, right? Anyway, if you hear Kirsten's dog barking in the background, I apologize. But he cannot be outside without barking. So, let's get to it. I worked on, see, I told you things were trying to fall. Sorry. This one. These are the kids' 2019 Christmas ornaments. I am Johnny on the spot, I'm telling you. I finished the brown outlining on her. I put in, for the little bear, for his eyes, it called for satin stitches for his eyes, but that's so tiny, I used French knots. And if one French knot fills it in, for me, that's too tiny for satin stitches. I'm just saying. I need to go around the dress. And then this one will be done. That will give me 2 ornaments completed. So, with any luck, by the end of 2020, I will have finished their 2019 Christmas ornaments. Let's see if I can get that to stay. All right. I worked on, I don't know what's the problem here. Okay, y'all sit with your fingers crossed and your tongue in the right position so this doesn't fall. This was, I think it's one that maybe I started last year. I'm doing this cabin right here, I believe. I think that's what I'm doing. Anyway, there you go. I think last time I had like this part done, so I did some of this up here. When I spin my little wheel, sometimes it tells me, I have it set up to tell me a new start from where I go back and work on a new start from this year or last year or whatever. So I think that's how that came up. I don't know. I just spin the wheel and write it down on the calendar and do what it tells me to do, because that makes my life easier. I worked on the mason jar lineup. I am on eternally on this jar. This is on my list of things to finish in 2020. I am at the point where if I can get that one jar finished in 2020, I'm going to feel accomplished, because I've been working on this one jar for like 2 years. I don't know why I have such issue with it. Half the time I put in stitches and I have to turn around and rip them back out. Stitch-wise, I've probably stitched this jar 3 times, the equivalent anyway. But this time I came in and I put in this stuff over here. So one day I'll get there, maybe. Some days I stitch a lot slower than others. I just remembered I left my mystery sampler Quaker stitch along by linen threads in the house. Oh well, we'll get it next time. I'm working on this little snowman. It is also on my list of 2020 items to finish. This comes from the Just Cross Stitch December 2015 magazine. There's a lot of things in here I'd like to make, but I made some really decent progress on him in the last couple of weeks. All I had before was his hat, and this part was not complete yet. So I finished the hat and put in his nose and all of that white and all of this that you can just barely see. I've been back and forth about whether or not to even continue doing it, but I will. I worked on Christmas Gentleman. I am on this Santa. Here's where I am overall. And then I fixed everything. I had been ignoring this one because I put the tree in the wrong place, and that threw everything else off, and I had to frog it all out. So I've got this back in. I'm missing a color of green for that tree, which is insane. I have several things that I've been working on forever. This was one of them. I just placed an order yesterday with Michael's to pick up, to do the curbside pickup, because I have several projects that I've been working on for ages that are missing 1 or 2 colors, and I don't get it at all because they were kitted. And I kit my projects completely, so I don't go and pull colors. I don't work from a master set. When I kit it, everything's in there. I can just pick up that fancy project bag and go when I want to work on it. So I don't know why I'm missing it, but I am. But I at least got myself to a point where I'm not angry at it anymore, and I can continue working. So I feel like finally that was progress since the last time I worked on it and had to rip it all back out and all that good stuff. I worked on my Brooks books. Ta-da! Looky there. So I have the cat almost finished, but I'm missing one of the colors to fill in on her, and they're out of it. The order I placed yesterday is the second time I've ordered from Michael's for Floss, and they're out of it. So there she is. She's going to have to remain like that a little bit longer. On her skates, I used the silver, now I can't even think of what you call it, because it came from the package that Colvin sent me and it says pubic Satan hair on it. So I used silver pubic Satan hair on it. My kids saw that. They were like, what does that even mean? It was pretty funny. And on the camel, down here for number 6, I've done what I had the flosses for. So I'm missing a few there. That makes it a lot harder to get this stuff done, y'all. But I've ordered them, and it's slow. I mean, it takes like 3 or 4 days before they let you know your order's ready. I worked on friendship quilts. This one's also on my list to finish in 2020. So is Christmas Gentleman. I feel like that one maybe could happen. So is Brooks Books, The Animal Advent. I'm not feeling a finish on that one, but I've made progress because I had like the one animal done for 2 years or something. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how I'm feeling about this one because I'm still just on this freaking porch swing. There's so much more left, but it's so confetti heavy, you know, the whole, it just is. So anyway, this is what I got done. Nope. Scared me. Different cat. This is Gunny. Here. Oh, hold on, guns. Oh. You can tell he's loving it. This is Gunny. He's the other cat who likes to be outside. Gunny. Oh, he's clawing the crap out of me. He's trying to hang on. Okay. More stitching. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm just all over the place. Mystic Stitch. I worked on it. I think I got 3 squares done. But I've been working up in this area, which is confetti hell. It is like, I don't think there are 3 stitches of the same color in any of these 10 by 10 blocks. It's like, okay, here's 1 stitch, change, 1 stitch, change. And y'all know that's the really, really hard way to get stuff done. It takes forever. And I worked on Riot's stocking. And I got him filled in right here. Kenny's very interested. You can see that that is his arm and elbow. It'll be all the white fluff, like, you know, up around the collar, and his beard and stuff will all be right here in the cuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may move my hoop and come up here and work on, get his beard all filled in, coming down to there. I haven't decided yet. So, but I feel like I actually accomplished something because it's finally filled in. So, that's good. And then I still had my new starts. I have some cats who are talkers and some that are not. Overall, we have 8 cats. These 2, Gunny and Oosti, prefer to be outside because they don't want to deal with the cats that are in the house. They're both talkers. And then we have one in the house, Miku, who will not just shut up. She, all the time, if you're standing there, she is talking. So you may still hear them in the background. Week before last, my new start was this one from Val Stitch and Stuff. It's Feline Seasons. I have already done the summer. Yes, is that night? No, spring. The spring cat. And I was going to do them all in one piece like this. But I messed up somewhere in the spring cat. And I was going to have to figure out how to make the same mistake on the rest of them so they would all be even. And I decided that was far too much work. So I cut the spring cat off, finished it, FFO'd it by itself. And week before last, I started the summer cat. And I feel like I really got a lot done. I'm just doing this on some kind of even weave. I have no idea what it is. I'm using the called for weeks flosses. And I felt, like I said, I felt like I got a really good start. I've got the buttons that go on it. Like for this one, it's a sunflower button right here. I've got most of the buttons. There were some of them I think that they didn't have in stock when I ordered things, but anyway, I really enjoyed working on it because it just was coming along. And after working on Riot stocking or the Mystic Stitch Solitude, and you stitch and you stitch and you feel like you got nowhere, that makes me happy to feel like I got somewhere. And then I worked on this. This was my new start from this past week. Crafter's Wisdom is the name of the pattern. It's out of Crazy for Cross Stitch, but it doesn't have a date. I don't think I have a date. No, I don't have anything with the date, so. But I'm not doing all of this. I picked some little blocks to do, I just want to do a small. So I'm just going to do like 4 little blocks together. I finished up 2 of them. And the colors I just grabbed out of, I have a little box that when I finish a kit, whatever floss is left over, I just throw it in there. I just grabbed those and I got these 2 blocks done. I'll do 2 more right here and then just make a little small. I just thought it would be kind of cute little quilt squares, something along those lines. I think that's everything I stitched. I do believe. I did do some other stuff. The Easter Bunny came to our house today. One of the things that I did was Dax hates Easter grass. And so I put it in his basket. That is not what I made it for. I made it for a display, but then the display wasn't sitting on the table for, I wanted the Easter grass like on a cake plate, and I crocheted a round thing to be the Easter grass on this cake plate, and I had these little baby chicks and a chicken to set on the grass to be all cute. It wasn't there for 2 minutes before Bartholomew was over there messing with it and pulling the little ceramic baby chicks off. And so that's how Easter decorating has gone this year. The cat won't leave anything alone, so there isn't anything. But anyway, I took these 2, they're nylon. They're really supposed to be like scrubby threads, but I took them and I crocheted them together using the 2 strands, and all I did was make a circle to be Easter grass. But it's in the bottom of Dax's basket. Boostie's crawling all over stuff. It's in the bottom of Dax's Easter basket, so you can't see it. Stress has forced me into some online shopping. forced. That's not true. One of our clients owns a quilt shop locally, and she had posted some stuff. Most of her fabric, I'm a kind of low-key, neutralish kind of person, if you haven't figured that out. I don't generally go for really wild stuff. I'm just, like I said, I'm low-key. But on Facebook, she had posted a couple of pictures of fabric that came in, and I had to have it. I had to have it. So I ordered it, and she emailed me and asked when I wanted to meet her at the store and pick it up, and so she came to the store to give it to me. But are you kidding me? Would you look at this? I mean, come on. For real, though. That, I was like, well, you got me with that. I had to have that. And, I mean, she also had this. I hopefully, if I can find, I have like a little lap quilt top that I made forever ago that I never been able to find fabric to back it. And I saw this one, and I hope that it's the right color because everything else is clashed and I didn't like it. But this one, it's like, can you see if I put it up close? It's like a bandana print on, oh, now the name just, on a batik. Sorry, the name just was escaping me. You can see the green is a batik, and then they put like a bandana print on top of it in the white. And so I'm hoping that'll go. I'm hoping I can find the little quilt top and that this will work and I can finish it. It doesn't match anything in my house, but I have a friend who says it would match in hers, so if I can do it, I may send it to her, but I don't know, we'll see. I was just kidding about shopping. That's all I've bought. I've really been trying to be pretty good. Okay, that's really not all I bought. I ordered a dress and a top, but, you know, I couldn't help myself. So, is that everything that we've done? I think it might be. I wanted to ask if anybody else... I do the stupidest things, and I just want to know if anyone else does also. Oh, good Lord, she's walking on the desk. Thank God I've been working to get it cleaned off, because otherwise stuff would be falling everywhere. But that side over there is pretty good, and that's where she is, so. Here, I'm going to grab her. Oh, I know. She's loving it. Look, here, Oosty. Oosties, say hello. Say hello, Oosties. She wants to go get back into everything. This is my life all the time, people. All the time. When you have cats inside and outside, you don't ever get to get away from them. Anyway, does this ever happen to anybody else? This is what I was asking. Last week I was cutting up a butternut squash, and why do we eat foods where the outside is so hard to get through? Pumpkins, butternut squash, acorn squash, whatever. It could be that I just don't own knives that are sharp enough. But cutting it up, my hand, pushing down, slipped, and my hand hit the countertop, which was no big deal. The next day, I noticed my bruise, like all the way, right on my finger, all around the knuckle. And it actually took me forever to figure out what I did to make it bruise, which that's the only thing I can think of. But it didn't hurt. And by the next morning, the next day, the knuckle hurt, but the bruise was gone when I got up in the morning. But then that afternoon, the bruise was back. Anybody else ever do that? Like, have disappearing and reappearing bruises? I'm just like, whatever. I don't know if it's just like because moving it and everything made it work the rest of it up to the surface. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. Let's see, I showed you my fabric that I bought. Off my desk this week was the little ceramic ducks. They've been wrapped up and in a paper bag sitting out here on my desk so that I wouldn't lose them. Yeah, like that matters. I'm trying to remember what it was last week. I don't know. I don't remember. But I am doing a good job. I'm still cleaning things off little by little, which for me works best because that helps me keep it that way. If I came out here, which I absolutely could, and spent a day getting it all clean, it would stay that way until I needed to find something, and then it would be a huge mess again. We all know my issues with being able to find things, and most of that comes from when I try to do everything all at one time. If I do it little by little, then I'll keep up and I can remember and all of that good stuff. I guess that's it, y'all. I can't think of anything else. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you to my subscribers, those of you who come back week after week. Welcome to the new subscribers. There have been a few new ones lately, and I appreciate that greatly. Thank you for all your comments. I read every one of them. I do try to get back to them. For some reason, if I do it on my phone, they don't always show up. And it's probably because my phone is on the verge of full and I can't update stuff. So it could be that I just have something old that's got a little flaw in it, because my phone doesn't always tell me when. Even if I go to look, it doesn't always show me that people have posted new things. So sometimes I comment and it never shows up. But anyway, I appreciate your comments, and I do try to get back to them, and I just all too often get distracted with some other kind of crazy that's going on. I hope y'all have a wonderful week ahead. I hope those of you who are having to stay home are not going stir crazy. We are essential. For us, we are either this time of the year at the office or at home, so life hasn't changed very dramatically for us. They've just pushed our deadline out, and we're kind of trying to work like they haven't, because otherwise that just prolongs the pain of tax season. But anyway, we'll make it through. I hope y'all are doing great, and we will see you here next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye.